Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to High Top Sports Network for a WPIAL Girls Class 3A Section 1 volleyball battle here between the home Kiski area Cavaliers and the visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. If you're just joining us here for varsity action, it was Kiski that was able to walk away with a 3-set win, beating Greensburg-Salem 2-1 in the JV game. I'm sure that the varsity team has similar plans to that of the JV. And if we look back at these two teams this time last year, obviously nobody had played yet, but if we look at what they accomplished last season, these are two teams that were very close in the standings in Class 3A Section 1. Kiski area finishing fourth with a 7-7 record, good enough for a playoff appearance. As for Greensburg-Salem, they finished fifth in the section, sending them home with a 6-8 record, just shy of the postseason. It's good to see fans in the stands again, and of course, the gym here at Kiski Area High School is rocking for this one. The home opener here for the Cavaliers as the starters are being announced for the visiting Golden Lions. And once the public address announcer denotes the starters here, I will be sure to relay that information to you at home. So with the visiting starters announced, we will now move on to the home Cavaliers.
Sophomore, number 11, sophomore, Cora Coleman. Number 20, sophomore, Abby John. Number 24, a junior, Sydney Joyce. Number 22, also a junior, Britt Byers. A junior, number 14, Lacey Sopranos. A junior, number 6, Lynn Polka. A senior, number 16, Carly Cruz. And a senior, number 5, Emma Beck. Junior, number 10, Brandon Yu. Ladies and gentlemen, your Kiski area varsity girls.
And so for Kiski, it'll be Madeline Joyce, Emma Beck, Madeline Polka, Isabella Ondish, Bryn Hewitt, Cora Coleman, Lacey Safranios, Carly Kuhn, Abigail Johns, Bryn Byers, and Sydney Joyce. Those will round out your starters here today for the home team. As for the visitors, it will be Sarah Danley, Nikki Bush, Emma Kaufman, Abby Mankins, Olivia Scheffler, Mazzy Baxter, Laurel Eulinger, and Sydney Cantor. So without any further ado, both teams breaking huddle to get this one started. Kiski's home opener live here on High Top Sports Network. We will await to see who will get the opening serve in this game. Quick defensive substitution for Kiski as Madeline Joyce checks in for Isabella Ondish. And starting us out with the opening serve here today will be the Cavaliers. And, of course, that's Sydney Joyce, the junior, back ready to serve it here for the home team. Her serve is away, received there by the Golden Lions. Hit across that time by Abby Mankins. But the tower in front of the net for Kiski proved to be enough to get that one across for the first point of the match. Kiski with a 1-0 lead. Sydney Joyce, the junior setter, back to serve. Joyce's serve across, deep received there by Laurel Eulinger. Hit across there by Olivia Scheffler. Bumped up there and just having to play the free ball across is Carly Kuhn. Kuhn gets it across. That one knocked over, but it looked like Emma Kaufman went into the net there for Greensburg-Salem. Indeed, she did, so that will give the Cavaliers another point. Once again to serve, Sydney Joyce. That ball a little too long, so Greensburg-Salem now on the board with their first point on the service error. Back to serve for Greensburg-Salem will be the junior Emma Kaufman. The sound reverberating off the walls in the Kiski gym. That serve across, set up that time by Joyce, and then down it goes. Kiski picks up another point, and they will receive the serve now. It'll be the libero, freshman Madeline Joyce. Sydney Joyce first to serve now. Madeline Joyce hits that one across, received there by Greensburg-Salem. Hit across that time by Sydney Cantor. And that one skimming off the top of the net on the hit that time by Carly Kuhn. Kiski with a 3-point lead early on in this opening set. Once again, back to serve, Madeline Joyce. That time hit across by Nikki Bush, but they're going to say out of play, and Kiski will pick up the point. That'll send Madeline Joyce back to the service line. The freshman libero gets it across. That one, though, a little too long, so the only 2 points here for Greensburg-Salem coming across from service errors from Kiski. That'll set up number 20, the senior Abby Mankins, to serve it here for the Lions. That one sneaks in that near side corner, giving Mankins an ace and the Golden Lions a point. Once again, Abby Mankins back to serve. That serve across, diving, but just a little too late on the dig attempt there was Madeline Joyce. So now just a 1-point lead here for the home Cavaliers. Once again, senior Mankins gets that across. Joust in front of the net, won that time by the net front presence of Greensburg-Salem, in particular Nikki Bush, getting the point on that one. Now all tied up at 5 apiece. Last year when these two teams met here at Kiski, it went the distance, 5 sets, but it was the Cavaliers that came away with it. That one received by Madeline Joyce, and then hit opposite side there by Isabella Ondish. Joyce bumps that one up, hit across that time by Coleman. That one set up for Kaufman. Madeline Joyce able to dig that one out and then sent across by Cora Coleman. Set there by Kaufman, hit over by Cantor. Joyce passes it over to Coleman, who gets it across. Quick set there, and trying to just get a quick little dunk in was Greensburg-Salem, but that one dug out by the Cavaliers, and then that ball goes into the net. And after a long rally back and forth, it will be the home Cavaliers coming away with this point, breaking the stalemate, taking a 6-5 lead. Back to serve now will be Carly Kuhn, the senior outside hitter for the Kiski area Cavaliers. Kuhn serve across. That one dances out of the far sideline for a Greensburg-Salem point. No Golden Lion willing to take that one as it falls out of bounds. That'll send the senior Nikki Bush back to the line for the visitors. Bush's serve across, received there nicely by Cora Coleman, and then hammered down. What a kill that time by Abigail Johns, the sophomore, getting up there for the kill. And now, speaking of sophomores, it'll be sophomore Cora Coleman back at the service line here for Kiski. That ball hit across, received there by Abby Mankins, and then hit down on the opposite side there. Looked like Laurel Eulinger got that one to go for Greensburg-Salem. And a quick substitution for the visitors. Checking in will be Mazzy Baxter. And out of the game, Sydney Cantor, a service switch there for the visiting Lions. The senior, Maisie Baxter, gets this one across. Set up there by Sydney Joyce. And that one going into the net there for Kiski. So the Lions will take the point. Once again, Maisie Baxter back to serve here. Baxter serve, a high arcing one, received there by Madeline Joyce. That one just skimming across the net on the hit there by Abigail Johns. Dumping that one over will be Sydney Joyce. Free ball played over there by Sarah Danley. Set up there by Sydney Joyce and rejected in front by a combination of, it looks like, Emma Kaufman and Caitlin Mankins, or rather Sarah Danley. So now a 2-point lead for Greensburg-Salem, their largest of the contest. That one received there by Emma Beck. Hit across, mishit that time by Greensburg-Salem. They have to get a free ball over, but they're unable to get enough underneath of that as it careens into the net and falls down to the ground for a Kiski point. Back to serve now for the home Cavaliers. Looks to be Abigail Johns, and counted as an ace for Johns as that one is recorded a point. Excuse me, that is not Abigail Johns, not number 20, but number 10, Bryn Hewitt, the junior, back at the service line here for Kiski as we're all tied up at 9. Quick set there. That one skims over the top of the net on the kill by Abby Mankins. Back and forth we go early on in this game. Both teams trading leads and tying things up at every corner. Back to serve for Greensburg-Salem. It'll be number 12, Laurel Eulinger. Eulinger, serve goes across. That one received by Emma Beck. And that one just a little off the wrist of Bryn Byers as that goes for 4 hit. Well, it was the 3rd hit. They didn't want to commit the 4th hit, so just had to let that ball go to the ground after the miss hit there. Once again, Eulinger back to serve. She gets that one across. That is received by Lacey Safranos. Diving for the dig that time, but unable to pop it up were the Cavaliers. As now it is a 3-point lead in favor of the visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. Eulinger, the senior, or rather junior, back to serve. Gets that one away, a rocket shot up front. Kiski keeps it alive with the great dig. Hit over by Abigail Johns. Able to get over there was Madeline Joyce. She sets up her teammate, Abigail Johns, but that one traveling too far. It'll go out of bounds. And now the Golden Lions opening up a 4-point lead. Eulinger with the serve, quickly hit over by Sydney Joyce. Hit from the middle row that time by Lacey Safranos. And blocked down in front by the Cavaliers. Not sure if one of the Kiski players got a piece of that ball or if it just fell down to the net. Either way, it will result in a Kiski point. And that will now send Madeline Polka, the junior, back to the service line here for the home team. Received there by Emma Peck. That one hit across a little too hard on the kill that time by Sarah Danley. So now Kiski brings it back to within 2. Emma Beck back to serve. She gets that across and just too much on that one. Kiski has kind of struggled with putting a little too much power on their serves here in the first set. That is now, I believe, the 3rd service error for the Cavaliers in this first set, and answered right back with an error of their own as Kiski gets a point on the long serve there by the Golden Lions. That'll send junior Sydney Joyce back to the service line. She opened us up from the service line in the start of this first set. Joyce with a long serve there. And back and forth, 3 straight service errors for these two teams. We'll see if the junior Emma Kaufman can break the trend here for the Golden Lions. Kaufman gets that across. Nice battle in front of the net there. Kiski having to play that ball over. Diving down is Joyce. Hit across that time by Kuhn. And Mankins gets it over, but a net violation, they're going to say, on the Golden Lions. Gives Kiski yet another point. Madeline Joyce's serve received that time by the Golden Lions. And great block in front that time by the senior Abby Mankins. As she gets her team a 3-point lead. And now the aforementioned Abby Mankins will take a swing from the service line. That one received by Polka. And they're going to call a carry that time. I believe getting the call was Carly Kuhn on the play for Kiski. Right now, the junior Sydney Joyce asking for an explanation from the refereeing crew here today. From up here, I didn't quite see a carry. That just looked like a hit. And indeed, that's what it means to be a leader, going and talking to the officials. But I stand corrected. It sounded like, Joyce walked away from that clapping. I thought that, no, indeed it is this case. So they do get the point for some reason. The Golden Lions still get the serve, as there is another service error. These two teams a little sloppy from the service line, maybe first game jitters, but either way, the Cavaliers get the point. It looks like there's a little confusion about the score, about the scoreboard. I have 16-15 in favor of the visitors here, but we'll wait and see what they decide down below. It looks like the score will remain at 14-16. Not sure why, but we'll continue here. Set up there by Kaufman. Dug out nicely by Madeline Joyce. Hit across and dug out once again there by Olivia Scheffler. That one hit over but out of bounds on the far side as Kiski picks up another point, trimming their deficit to just one now here in the first set. That'll send number 16, Carly Kuhn, the senior outside hitter for the Kiski Cavaliers, to the service line. She gets that one across, received by Kaufman, popped up by the other Kaufman, and then hammered down by the opposite side hitter there. I believe that was Laurel Eulinger. So Greensburg-Salem quickly answering back. And this game at Kiski last year between these two teams went down to the fifth set. This one already has the feels that it could end in similar fashion here. Kiski has to get that one across, but a mishit there as that ball flies into the net. And now Greensburg-Salem will open up a 3-point lead. Back to serve will be the senior Nikki Bush for Greensburg-Salem. That one across. Dug out there by Emma Beck. Set up by Sydney Joyce. And then hit across. That one bumped over. Received by Madeline Joyce. Set up there, then blocked in front by the front row of Greensburg-Salem. And that ball sneaks its way inbounds on a hit from the outside by, I believe that was Cora Coleman for Kiski. As Coleman will now head to the service line for the Cavaliers. And that ball hit into the net, so right back to the Golden Lions. The ball will go as a quick substitution for the home team as Cora Coleman checks out and Lacey Sofranos checks in. That'll now send Maisie Baxter to the service line here for Greensburg-Salem. That one received by Sydney Joyce, or rather Beck, and then hit across by Isabella Ondish. And Kiski will get another point, inching closer to tying this one back up. Checking back in to head to the service line, it'll be Bryn Hewitt, the junior here for the Cavaliers. Hewitt serve across. That one hitting off the outside arm that time of Abby Mankins, and it'll travel out of bounds here on the near sideline, giving Kiski just a 1-point deficit to make up here, with Hewitt heading back to the service line. Hewitt smacks that across. Another mishit ball on the outside of the forearm there, ties this one up for Kiski area. That serve kind of has a little bit of a spin to it. Low arcing, and that thing will just dive on a dime. Bryn Hewitt back to the service line. She gets that across. That one received that time by Olivia Scheffler. Popped up there by Hewitt. Set up by Joyce. Hit across. A joust in front of the net. The home fans want a double hit on that one, but the referee's not giving it to them. Another ball tipped in front of the net for Greensburg-Salem. That one lofted up, and a great kill that time by Bryn Byers. Kiski now retakes the lead for the first time in a while here. That one received by Scheffler. Sent across that time by Laurel Eulinger. Free ball hit over by Johns. That one heading out of bounds on the near sideline. Just a little too much mustard on that hit by the Lions. And now Greensburg-Salem will take a timeout. Their first one of the night, trying to stop the bleeding as Kiski has now opened up a 2-point lead. And while we have a moment here, I just want to say High Top Sports Network is excited to broadcast Kiski Athletics this fall. If you or someone you know is a local business owner interested in sponsoring High Top Sports Network's coverage of Kiski Athletics now or in the future, please contact us via email at staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com or give us a call at 724-824-3554. You can find us online at hightopsportsnetwork.com or on Facebook at High Top Sports. Also, find us on Twitter with the handle at @hightop_sports. And now as the timeout breaks, we return back to action. Putting on a serving clinic in the latter part of this one has been Bryn Hewitt as she sends this one away again. That one received by Scheffler. Hit across into the open area by Greensburg-Salem. Laurel Eulinger able to find a point there and close the gap to 1 point. That'll send Laurel Eulinger back to the service line for the visitors. 21-20 in the opening set. Back and forth we go here to open the regular season for high school volleyball. Trying to just dump that one across with Sydney Joyce, but just got a little too much on top of that ball, and she sent it into the net on the quick dump attempt. Eulinger once again will serve. That one going into the net, and now Kiski taking a 22-21 lead as they will get the service back here, and a substitution coming on, a pair of substitutions coming on. It'll be Madeline Polka and Carly Kuhn checking in here for the Cavaliers. Coming on for Emma Beck and I believe Abigail Johns. Polka's serve across, received there by Scheffler. Set up by Kaufman and hit across by Mankins. Kiski keeping this one alive. Hit across there by Lacey Safranos. Nice dig that time by Madeline Joyce. And a miss hit there just off the fingertips of Carly Kuhn on the kill attempt. That'll knot us back up here at 22 all. And that'll send the libero, Olivia Scheffler, to the service line here for the visiting Golden Lions. Received there by Madeline Joyce. Set up and then blocked in front that time by Nikki Bush. Greensburg-Salem now just 2 points away from seizing this first set as another timeout called down on the court by Kiski. While we have a moment, we're going to take a quick break here, but keep it locked on to High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back after this quick commercial.
With over 40 years of experience, the fine folks at Steffi's Country Catering in Adrian can provide you with several scrumptious options for your next family gathering, corporate event, or tailgate. Make sure to try one of their custom meat and cheese trays or pick up a delicious Sunday takeout special. Steffi's Country Catering is a Leader Times Silver Best of winner 3 years running. And as the holidays approach, get back to celebrating with friends and family and leave the cooking to Steffi's. Sugar Rush Cupcakes by Tara are available by order. That's Steffi's Country Catering. Find them on Facebook.
And welcome back, everyone, to High Top Sports Network. Once again, it'll be Olivia Scheffler from the service line for the visiting Golden Lions. Madeline Joyce hits that one up, and then a free ball hit over by Safranos. That kill attempt too long by Nikki Bush. And we're all tied up once again at 23 all. And if you're not familiar with the rules here of volleyball, you got to win by at least 2 points. So Kiski can close out this first set with a quick 2 points. Set up there by Kaufman. Blocked in front. Can they get it across? A double hit is going to be called on the Cavaliers, and now the advantage goes to the visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. Back to serve with a chance to close this one out is Emma Kaufman. So back and forth we go here. Both teams not giving an edge. Kiski in front now, 25-24, as Greensburg-Salem takes their first timeout of the contest. The Cavaliers break huddle first. Back to serve will be Madeline Joyce, the freshman libero. Greensburg-Salem follows suit shortly after. And the whistle to break the timeout is blown. Madeline Joyce serves that one across, received by Scheffler, set up by Kaufman, dumped lightly across, that time by, I believe, Nikki Bush, and yet another point, so we're going to 27 at least here. Menken's serve is across. Kiski rather having to get this ball across. They do so. Set there by Joyce and hit across by Carly Kuhn, but they're going to call Kuhn into the net here. So now set point coming up for Greensburg-Salem as Abby Mankins, the senior, takes to the service line. One more timeout called here for the Cavaliers. And while we have a moment, we're going to take a quick break, so keep it locked on to High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back after this quick message.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
And welcome back, everyone, to High Top Sports Network. Greensburg-Salem with a 1-point lead as we're now in extra points, if you will. Surpassing 25, you got to win by 2. Back at the service line is Abby Mankins as she and the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions try to take set 1 in a hostile environment. That one received by Madeline Joyce. Hit across, and we're going to even more points here as that kill comes across for Cora Coleman. All knotted up at 26. Back to the service line will be Carly Kuhn for Kiski. Kuhn serve across, received there by Scheffler, popped up by Mankins, and then a free ball over by Kaufman. That one received by the Cavaliers, set up by Joyce, and then hit across. A little too hard there by Abigail Johns, and the advantage now goes back to Greensburg-Salem as Nikki Bush takes to the service line. Received there by Joyce. And a quick hitter for the point for Isabella Ondish as we're tied back up. That'll send Cora Coleman to the service line here for the home team. Coleman serve across, received there by Eulinger. Quickly hit over, and a net violation as Kiski takes the lead, 1 point away from taking this first set. A back and forth affair it has been. And if this is any indication to what kind of game we can expect, I'd say we have a classic one in the midst. Back row hit there by Eulinger. Set up there by Joyce. Hit across there by Johns. Diving to the floor. This one kept alive, but it's going to be 4 hits. And the Cavaliers steal game 1. 29-27. What a game to open us up here. Now, in a long set like that one, it can really wear you down not only physically but mentally. So it'll be interesting to see how these visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions respond in set 2. You know, there were many points where they held the advantage, only 1 point away. I believe at least 3 or 4 times there after we surpassed, I believe it would have been 3 times actually, since we surpassed 25 points in that last set. So, you know, they got to be kicking themselves a little bit, but still plenty of game left to play here in this first 3. Regardless of which team went down in that set, I feel like it was a heartbreaking situation for whoever came out on the loser's end, but we'll see how the Golden Lions respond here in the second set. Now Kiski very fired up on the sidelines. You can see them just excited, of course, the excitement in the air for this opening game. Their home opener here at Kiski. Got a couple of volleyball games going on today. This one and Freeport is taking on Mars as well. So we have about 2 minutes and 10 seconds until we start this second set here. And, of course, everybody here at High Top Sports Network is excited to broadcast Kiski Athletics this fall. If you or someone you know is a local business owner interested in sponsoring HTSN's coverage of Kiski Athletics now or in the future, please get a hold of us at staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com. Or you can give us a call at 724-824-3554. You can find us online at www.hightopsportsnetwork.com or on Facebook by searching for High Top Sports. And, of course, on Twitter, our handle is at @hightop_sports. And, of course, I want to thank you all for listening, joining me, watching here live today. I appreciate it. You know, we can't, without people to watch, we would just be up here talking to ourselves. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. You know, commenting, letting us know what you want to see, what you want to hear. And, of course, if you feel so inclined, we do have a donate button there. If you want to click it, any amount helps us out here at HTSN, helps us get bigger and better, you know, so we can keep bringing you these great games. So if you feel inclined, click that donate button and show your support for High Top Sports Network this fall. Second set ready to begin here. as I believe the visiting Golden Lions will start with the ball, as the Cavaliers started with it in set number 1. And indeed, that is the case as Emma Kaufman, the junior, takes to the service line here for the Golden Lions. The first serve of the second set is away. Sydney Joyce setting it over to Kuhn. She gets it across. That one set by Kaufman and then hit into the net that time by Nikki Bush as Kiski takes the first point of the second set. Joyce gets the next serve across. Kaufman, that time setting up O'Brien. It'll be Madeline Joyce setting up Coleman. That one dug out by the Golden Lions. And a quick dump in that time by Abby Mankins, but sent right back by Kuhn. Received by Madeline Joyce. Set up by Sydney Joyce and then hit across once again by Kuhn. Kiski able to keep that alive as Byers digs it out. And unable to dig it out on the other side were the Golden Lions, as it looked like Olivia Scheffler tried to dive for that ball, but coming up just short of the dig, as the Cavaliers now open up a 2-0 lead. Sydney Joyce, her serve across, that time received by Mankins. Free ball sent over by Kaufman. Bump set that time by Joyce. Unable to get it across, though, were the Cavaliers, as now Greensburg-Salem gets on the board. And the Golden Lions picking up another point there. Back to serve will be Abby Mankins. Mankins serve across. That one received by Madeline Joyce and then sent across by Cora Coleman. Too long on the kill attempt there by Coleman, as Greensburg-Salem will now take the lead up 3-2. Abby Mankins, the senior, back to serve. Mankins serve across. Madeline Joyce receives that and then played across there by Kuhn. Kaufman with the set, digging that one out as Sydney Joyce on the other side. Good hit there by Cora Coleman, but an even better dig there by the Golden Lions. Sydney Joyce, that time setting up Bryn Byers. A little too long on the kill attempt there, as Greensburg-Salem will take another point. Now they have a 2-point lead. Mankins serve across. That one received by Madeline Joyce. Set up by Sydney Joyce and then hit across there by Cora Coleman. And they'll call a lift there on, I believe, Sydney Cantor for the visitors. Just a 1-point deficit now for Kiski, as Madeline Joyce takes to the service line. Joyce's serve across, received there by Scheffler. Set up by Kaufman. Nice dig there by Madeline Joyce. Joyce, that time, setting up Coleman. She hits it across. Kaufman with the set there to Eulinger. Kaufman once again setting up her teammates. That one blocked in front. And they'll give Kiski the point. They're going to say that one of the Golden Lions touched the net there. As now we're all tied up at 4-all. 4-4 on the scoreboard. Number 4, Madeline Joyce, back to serve here for Kiski. That one received by Mankins, set up by Kaufman and hit across by Scheffler. That one hit across by Sydney Joyce, and then it goes out of bounds on the receive, so Kiski area will take another point. Sending that across will be Eulinger. Received there by the Cavaliers. Free ball over, received by Scheffler. Kaufman to Eulinger. That one will be out of play, so Kiski now opening up a 2-point lead. It'll be Madeline Joyce again from the service line. She takes her swing. That one, a rocket shot across, and that will sneak in the near side corner for another point. So Madeline Joyce getting it done from the service line. Kiski now up 3. Joyce with another serve. That one short as it goes into the net. So Greensburg-Salem will get back a little bit more into this one. Down now just 2 as Nikki Bush takes to the service line. Bush's serve across, received there by Madeline Joyce. That hit going into the net, and Kiski just unable to recover from that one. Now just a 1-point lead for the home team as Bush goes back to serve. And that one will go into the net, so Kiski catching a break there. They will go up now 2 points as tracking back to the service line is Carly Kuhn, of course. Kuhn serve across, received there by Eulinger. Nice dig there by Sydney Joyce. And then hit across by Abigail Johns, or actually hit into the net there as Greensburg-Salem will now trail by just 1. And a quick substitution for the visitors. Sydney Cantor checking out. Checking in, Maisie Baxter. As Baxter heads to the service line now. That one received by Madeline Joyce, and then just falling to the ground as Johns tried to get there, but was just unable to get a hand on the ball to send it across. So once again, it'll be Baxter back to the line. All tied up at 8-8. Very similar here to the first set. Back and forth we go. Blocked in front there by the Golden Lions. Baxter pops that one up to Mankins, who hits it there, and that will stay in bounds just inside of the back line there. And once again, that'll send Maisie Baxter to the service line. Baxter serve across, received by Joyce, and then dumped down by Sarah Danley. The Golden Lions now going on a bit of a run of their own as Baxter hits that across. And a great kill that time by the Cavaliers. I believe on the kill it was Isabella Ondish. Serving it will be Cora Coleman. That one mishit by the back row of the Greensburg-Salem. So we're all tied up once again on the ace from Coleman. Coleman once again to serve. Scheffler gets that ball, and that hit across by Eulinger. Nice diving play there by Madeline Joyce, and that sets up the point. And it's plays like those that can swing momentum in your favor just a great dig there by the freshman Madeline Joyce. And, you know, there's something about whenever a young player makes a play, it gets the rest of the team fired up. As that one sails too far, as it goes out of the back. Once again, a tie game at 11 all. Now Laurel Eulinger. Get this one across. Received there by Emma Beck. And then hit across by Lacey Sofranos. Sofranos gets it. Set up there by Joyce. And I believe, yes, indeed, they are going to get Abigail Johns for going into the net there. She tried to play it across, but just too much forward momentum carried her into the net for the Greensburg-Salem point. Eulinger with the serve. Miss hit there by the Cavaliers, and now a 2-point lead here for the visiting Golden Lions. Eulinger gets that one across. Received there by Beck. And sent across there by Ondish. Nice diving play by Kaufman and then sent over by Baxter. Received by Joyce. And way to keep it alive, but they have to get it across. Great defensive play there by the Golden Lions, but it's not enough as Isabella Ondish is able to dump that ball onto the other side, closing the gap to just one. Kaufman with the set. A battle in front, but Sarah Danley able to get that one across for the Golden Lions. And that'll send Olivia Scheffler to the line, the senior libero. Scheffler with the serve. That time received by Sofranos. Hit across there by Johns, but kept alive by the Golden Lions. And able to find the weak spot of the defense was Nikki Bush with the little tap across. And now a 3-point lead for the visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. Olivia Scheffler set to serve. Scheffler gets that one across, received by the back row of Kiski. Third hit just tapped over by Johns. And once again, finding the weak spot are the Golden Lions. Emma Kaufman that time going across the net. Finding the weak spot in the defense on the opposite side of her. Once again, that'll send Scheffler to the line. Beck receives the ball, and then that one hit across by Johns. Kaufman sets the play up, and that's going to be a double hit there on the Cavaliers. And a timeout taken by Kiski as they now trail by 5. You know, I mentioned going into the set, not too sure how Greensburg-Salem would respond. Teams, you know, they either go one way or the other. They let that first loss take over in their mind, or they go the opposite way and say, hey, it's one set, forget about it, we got to win a couple more here. Greensburg-Salem definitely going with that latter mindset as they've come out really battling here, at least in the midway point of the second set. The beginning of the second set was pretty back and forth, but recently it's been the Golden Lions going on a run here. And after the quick timeout, once again, it's Olivia Scheffler at the service line here for the visiting Golden Lions. The student section getting loud across the way. Scheffler's serve goes. That one received by Joyce. Hit across there by Johns, and they're not going to be able to get to it in time as that ball falls out of bounds after the hit by Greensburg-Salem. So it will be a Kiski point. Madeline Polka checking into the game for Kiski area as she will head to the service line. Polka serve across, received by Scheffler. Kaufman dumps that one across, received by Joyce. Blocked in front on the hit there by Johns. Going up for it once again there is Carly Kuhn, and they call a net violation on Greensburg-Salem. So now Kiski trails by just 3. We saw Greensburg-Salem go on a little run in the first set before Kiski was able to storm back. If my memory serves me correct, it wasn't a 5-point lead. I believe it was a 3-point lead, but Kiski showing they're still ready to battle back here. As the free ball played across there, Joyce diving to the floor to get that one, and then it's hit across by Kuhn. Kaufman setting up Nikki Bush that time for the point. As the Golden Lions get back on track here. And now junior Emma Kaufman will take her swing from the service line. Kaufman gets that one across, received there by Madeline Joyce. Pushed across by Kuhn, getting a hand on it, but not being able to direct it back towards the other side of the net was Emma Kaufman. So Kiski with another point here, and that'll send the junior setter, Sydney Joyce, to the service line. Joyce's serve, received by Scheffler. Kaufman with the set. Blocked in front, but that ball will go out of bounds on the kill by Nikki Bush. Back up to a 4-point lead now. That's been a lead that this Greensburg-Salem team has held for a long portion of this set. Joyce with the set there to Byers, received by the Golden Lions and hit across by Kaufman. Joyce setting up the back row there, and that hit too hard by Polka. Once again at the service line, Abby Mankins. She gets that one across, received there by Polka. Joyce setting up Kuhn. She gets it across. Kaufman with the receive. And trying to just sneakily dump it over was Cantor, but that one will hit the front of the net and bounce back towards Greensburg-Salem. So Kiski trailing by 4, down 20-16 as Madeline Joyce prepares to serve. Scheffler receives that. Kaufman with the set. And they're going to call a net violation there on Greensburg-Salem. So Kiski drawing closer as Madeline Joyce heads back to the line. Too much on that one as Kiski continues to claw their way back into this game here. Or rather, thought it was too long, but they say that is indeed good. So Greensburg-Salem picking up the point there as Nikki Bush heads back to serve. Madeline Joyce receives the serve. Free ball played over. That one bouncing across over the top of the net. Joyce with another good dig there. Kaufman with the set. Joyce setting up Kuhn. That one received by Mankins. And then hit across by Eulinger. Nice dig there by Joyce. Kuhn hits that one across, blocked in front, but the volley continues. Kuhn with another chance. Free ball over to Kiski. The long volley continues. Another great dig, that time from Sydney Joyce. And a great block in front. Combining for that one was Cora Coleman and Emma Beck. The long rally concludes in a Kiski point. Now they trail by just 3 as Carly Kuhn prepares to serve. Kuhn serve received there by Mankins. Kaufman with the set. Battle in front, and they're going to say that Kiski ran into the net there, so Greensburg-Salem just 3 points away from tying this match up at 1 apiece. Checking back into the game will be Maisie Baxter. She comes in for Sydney Cantor. Baxter back to serve. That one across, received by the Cavaliers. And blocked in front that time by Sarah Danley. And that will force another timeout for the Cavaliers here as they try to find an answer to get back into this one. Down 5. 5 points at this stage in the game is a large deficit, but not too large as to where it's impossible. But it's going to take some near perfect volleyball here for the Cavaliers to mount a comeback in this set. Before we started this, I mentioned the last time these two teams met at Kiski, it went the distance, all 5 sets. Kiski was able to squeak out a 3-2 victory. That was last year, October 1st. Of course, last year we had a delayed start to some of the sports around the area. This year, back on schedule, starting in September. Well, the beginning of September, at least. Maisie Baxter, once again, back to serve here for the visiting Golden Lions. High arcing serve. That one received by the Cavaliers, set up by Joyce. Tipped over there by Johns. And a net violation goes against Greensburg-Salem. Kiski will now take the ball at the service line back to serve it. I believe that's Cora Coleman. Indeed it is, as her serve goes long, and now set point here for Greensburg-Salem. That'll send Laurel Eulinger back to the service line here. Her serve across, received there by Joyce, kept alive, and a free ball must be played over. It is. Kaufman sets up across the way. That time Abby Mankins seals the deal as Greensburg-Salem comes away with a set 2 victory, 25-19. So Kiski took the first set. It added points, 29-27. I had thought for a moment that would give them a little momentum, but a great way to respond there by Greensburg-Salem in the second set to take the victory. Now we're tied at 1 set apiece here going into set number 3. Kiski Area High School, one of my favorite places to call a game. I love the crow's nest they got up here, the press box. Not a lot of high school gyms have these accommodations, so it makes my job, makes my life a lot easier whenever I have my own little space to set up here. I want to thank the athletic director, John Peterman, and all the staff here at Kiski Area High School for getting me set up here and nice and cozy up in the press box.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the night. Please remain at the edge of the court, stand up, shake your tail feathers, stretch your wings, take aim for the center of the court, and jump your duck.
So there's something going on here. It looks like, I'll get a zoom in for you people at home that are watching. I believe people are tossing what looks to be ping pong balls or small. Let's see if we could. Rubber duckies. Okay, so I'm guessing that the point of this is to try and get the closest into the center of that with a rubber ducky, while the song Rubber Ducky, You're the One plays in the background. Now my question would be, how do they know whose duck is whose? It's a lot of rubber ducks. And now an applause. I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. If you know, feel free to let me know. All I know is there are about 15 to 20 people tossing rubber ducks at a piece of paper on the ground, and now the volleyball players are picking them up. You know, I've been broadcasting, calling, covering sports for a long time around the area, and I got to say that that might be the first time that I've seen a rubber ducky toss, but I can't say that I don't like it. Definitely an interesting spectacle down on the court. Just 40 seconds away from the start of set number 3 here live from Kiski Area High School. Greensburg-Salem taking set 2, 25-19, after Kiski took set number 1, 29-27. And if you've been joining us here since the start of the JV game, Kiski, the JV team for Kiski, won 2-1 over Greensburg-Salem. So that was a back-and-forth affair, and it seems like this game will also be that back-and-forth type of game, as we now head to set number 3. Both teams back out onto the court. And it will be the home Cavaliers that will start with the ball here in the third set. Back to serve will be the setter, junior Sydney Joyce. And with that whistle, we are ready to go. Joyce's serve across, received there by Scheffler. Popped up by Kaufman, and that one unable to be played by anybody on her team as that one goes out of bounds on the far sideline. So Kiski, much like the first two sets, opens the action up with the first point. Joyce with the serve, received that time by Eulinger. Sent across there by Bush. That one set up to Kuhn, received that time by Mankins. Hit across by Kaufman and received by Sydney Joyce. Pushed across there by Coleman. Kaufman across now to Mankins. Diving dig that time by Sydney Joyce. And Coleman trying to get the block in, or Kuhn rather trying to get the block in front, but they're going to call her for a net violation as this one's back tied at 1. That'll send the junior, Emma Kaufman, to the service line. Pushing that one across is Coleman. Set up there by Cantor, and that ball goes into the net, so Kiski will take the lead. That'll send Madeline Joyce back to serve here for Kiski. Her serve received by Scheffler, set up by Kaufman. Nice dig that time by Sydney Joyce and hit across by Madeline Joyce. Back row hit there by Scheffler. That time a little too much by Isabella Ondish as this game tied back up at 2. Joyce setting up Kuhn. She bumps it over. And trying to hit that one across there was Nikki Bush, but just couldn't get a good swing on it as Kiski will take the point. Serve goes across for Carly Kuhn. Joyce with the receive. And tapping that one over will be Abigail Johns. They'll give the point here to Greensburg-Salem. Joyce keeps that one alive. Free ball played over, but penalty called there. That one going on the outside of the pole on the net there, so a point will be awarded to Greensburg-Salem. And an ace now for Nikki Bush as the Golden Lions take a 2-point lead. And Freeport with the win over Mars today. Also, that game was also on High Top Sports Network. They took it in 3 straight sets as Greensburg-Salem gets back onto the board. That'll send Nikki Bush to the service line as a substitution comes on here for the Cavaliers. Checking in will be Carly Kuhn for Emma Beck. And that time, Bush's serve goes into the net, so Kiski catching a break there, trailing by 2 now as Cora Coleman heads to the line. And her serve comes up short, so the two teams trading short serves. Checking into the game is Maisie Baxter for Sydney Cantor. She'll head to the service line. Baxter serve across, received there by Joyce. Hit across there by Ondish. And great blocking in front there by Kiski, combining for that play. Looked to be Ondish and Sydney Joyce. That'll send Bryn Hewitt, the junior defensive specialist here for Kiski, back to the service line. Hewitt serve across, received there by Baxter. Scheffler over to Kaufman. She plays the free ball over. Joyce sets up Johns. That one kept alive. Baxter able to hit it across. Quick tip over by Byers. Block in front. Joyce bumps that one up. Now hitting it across will be Johns. Scheffler bumps that one over to Eulinger. Joyce with the set there. That one a kill for Abigail Johns. Well, no, they're going to say that one went out of bounds. So the point will go to the Golden Lions. Up to serve now, Laurel Eulinger. Eulinger gets that one across. That hit off the outside elbow of Joyce. So Greensburg-Salem will add to their lead. Eulinger with the serve. Joyce tips that one over. Another push by Joyce. A couple players getting tangled up there for Greensburg-Salem as that ball falls to the court for a Kiski point. And a substitution coming on, Abigail Johns checking out. Madeline Polka coming into the game and heading to the service line for Kiski. Polka serve across, received by Scheffler. Joyce with the set. That one hit across by Byers, kept alive by Greensburg-Salem, and then pushed across by Mankins, who will get the point. Another 4-point lead here for Greensburg-Salem. This is a cushion that they've been familiar with, holding a 4-point lead for the majority of the second set. This set, we'll see if they can hold that 4-point cushion, much like they did in the last one, as that one is blocked in front. A great job there by Nikki Bush and Emma Kaufman combining for that block. Scheffler set to serve. That one received by Sifranos. Sent across, Kaufman with the dig. And hit over by Baxter. Joyce setting up Kuhn on that hit. And then blocked in front there emphatically by Bryn Byers. Byers with the block. That'll give Kiski the ball here at the service line. And back to serve will be Sydney Joyce. Joyce's serve across. Set there by Kaufman. Hit across by Coleman. Joyce now hitting it across is Hewitt. And getting the point there is Emma Kaufman for Greensburg-Salem. That'll send Emma Kaufman back to the service line here for the Golden Lions. nearly blocked in front there by Byers. Rally staying alive. That time blocked in front by Byers. Combining with Byers was Coleman on that block, so Kiski trails by 4. Back to serve will be freshman Madeline Joyce. Joyce's serve across, received by Scheffler. A little miscommunication on the court by Greensburg-Salem there as that ball falls in between 3 players. And it'll send Madeline Joyce back once more to serve. Quickly hit across there by Bush. And she'll catch the defense off guard there and pick up the point for the Golden Lions. Now back to serve, senior Abby Mankins for the visiting Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. Great hit from the back row there by Joyce, but received by Greensburg-Salem. Digging that one out was Polka. Now Kuhn hits it across. Kaufman setting up Eulinger. Nice diving play there by Sydney Joyce, but that ball will go out of bounds on the near sideline, giving the Golden Lions another point as they now lead by 5. Abby Mankins with the serve. Kuhn will send it across. Kaufman with the set there to Eulinger. That one goes long, and smartly laying off of that one, Madeline Polka watches that go out of the back of the boundary. Now back to a 4-point deficit for Kiski as Carly Kuhn heads to the service line. Kuhn serve received there by Bush. Bush hits that one across. It'll be a chase for the ball, but nobody will get there in time as Greensburg-Salem takes another point. That'll send senior Nikki Bush to the service line. Too much sauce on that one for Nikki Bush as that sails out of bounds. And we'll send number 11, Cora Coleman, the sophomore, to the service line for Kiski. Received there by Eulinger, set up by Kaufman, tipped over by Mankins. From the back row, Madeline Joyce hits that one across. Sydney Joyce setting up Johns on that one, and she'll get the point. Great kill as Abby Mankins was trying to lay out to dig that one out, but too much power on the kill attempt, on the kill there. Coleman serve received by Scheffler. Blocked in front, then pushed across by Johns. Great dig there by Madeline Joyce. Another great dig by Joyce. That one hit across by Johns. Returned by Danley. Set up there. Joyce will push this one. Kaufman with the bump. And they have to hit this one across. Players getting tangled up, and another point goes in favor of Kiski. They trail by just 2 now with Cora Coleman at the service line. Too long on the serve that time for Coleman as Greensburg-Salem will have a chance now to reset. With the ball in their side of the court here. Substitution, Maisie Baxter coming in to serve here for Sydney Cantor. And they're going to call a lift on the play there on Kiski. So that'll send Baxter back to the line here for Greensburg-Salem. Baxter serve, received there by Sydney Joyce. And that one looked like it bounced off the net and landed on Greensburg-Salem's side, but they will say the opposite happened there, so another Greensburg-Salem point. Baxter serve, received there by the Cavaliers. Joyce with the set. Back to the middle there to Safranos. Hit across there by Eulinger. Great block in front, another joust. This rally will continue. Great dig that time by Coleman, or rather Safranos with the dig, and that ball will fall down as the lead continues to grow here for the Golden Lions. And a timeout called down on the court here by Kiski. Well, Kiski took the first set 29-27, and then Greensburg-Salem answered in a big way, taking a 6-point win in set 2, 25-19. The visiting Golden Lions find themselves up 6 points now here in set number 3. Kiski in need of a response here out of the timeout. We'll see if they can respond here. And everybody at High Top Sports Network is excited to be broadcasting Kiski Athletics this fall. If you or someone you know is a local business owner interested in sponsoring HTSN's coverage of Cavaliers athletics now or in the future, contact us at staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com or give us a call at 724-824-3554. You can find us online at hightopsportsnetwork.com, on Facebook by searching High Top Sports, and on Twitter at @hightop_sports. Baxter back to serve here for Greensburg-Salem. Joyce setting up Johns for the kill, and she will respond with a rocket shot. Madeline Joyce checking out. Coming in for her is Bryn Byers. Also checking in is Bryn Hewitt. So a pair of Bryns in the game now for Kiski. As back to serve will be Hewitt. That one received by Baxter. Scheffler having to shuffle back to play that one. Joyce with the set. Kill attempt there by Johns, dug out by the Golden Lions. And that will be 4 hits as that ball goes off the net and returns back to the Golden Lions. So Kiski will pick up another point as they are cutting into the deficit. 2 straight points out of the timeout. Nice diving play there that time by Hewitt. Hewitt once again with the dig, and yeah, Hewitt down on the court saying, I definitely touched that one. I dug that one out, and I would have to tend to agree with her there, but the referees say they see it differently. They call the ball down on the court. It looks like Hewitt got under that one. So an unlucky break there for Kiski. They looked like they were starting to build some momentum, mounting a little bit of a comeback. Serving that one up will be Eulinger. Johns will attempt to hit it across, but that one blocked in front. So Greensburg-Salem just 4 points away from taking set number 3 and a 2-1 set advantage. Eulinger set to serve here for the Golden Lions. She'll get it across. That one received there by Emma Beck. Hit across by Johns, but just too much power behind that kill attempt as Greensburg-Salem inches closer to victory. And that'll force another timeout down on the court here for Kiski area. Yeah, I knew looking at the standings and looking at the results from last season between these two teams, I knew that we were in for a good one here tonight. And so far, it hasn't disappointed. Last year, Kiski 7-7, earning that final playoff spot in Section 1 of Class 3A, just barely edging out Greensburg-Salem, who went 6-8. And now out of the timeout, we're set to get back to action here. It'll be Greensburg-Salem serve. Laurel Eulinger sends this one across. Joyce bumping that one up and then pushed across by Johns. Kaufman with the set, just pushed over there by Danley. And she finds the weak spot of the defense there, giving Greensburg-Salem the point, now just 2 away from taking a 2-1 set advantage. Laurel Eulinger once again back to serve. Joyce setting up Johns there, received by Scheffler, and then sent across. Now just 1 point away is Greensburg-Salem from taking the set. A 9-point lead for the Golden Lions. Eulinger trying to end this one. That one received by Sofranos and sent across by Sofranos. Danley with the kill attempt, dug out there by Joyce and blocked in front by Sydney Joyce. So Madeline Joyce with the dig and then Sydney Joyce with the point. The Cavaliers staying alive as Madeline Joyce looked like she was heading to the service line, but just faked me out up here in the booth as she bounces that ball to Madeline Polka. Polka will do the serving here for Kiski. That ball across, received by Baxter, set up by Kaufman, hit across there by Mankins as that ball sails out of bounds. Kiski staying alive. 2 straight points here. They have to get another 7 straight to stay alive in the set. Otherwise, it'll be Greensburg-Salem taking a 2-1 lead. Received by Scheffler. Popped up by Kaufman and then sent across in the middle row. Kaufman rather pushes that across. Joyce with the set there to Byers. Joyce setting up Kuhn. She slaps this one across. Danley sends it over. Danley once again in front of the net gets the game-winning point, or the set-winning point, excuse me. As Greensburg-Salem now with a 2-1 set advantage in this one.
Everybody please hit the phone in the air.
So heading to set 4, a quick scoring recap for you so far. In set number 1, Kiski area, they took the win 29-27, and I know they don't call it added time. I call it extra points. Set number 2, Greensburg-Salem took it 25-19. And then you just watched set 3, Greensburg-Salem with a 25-17 victory. So it looks like the Golden Lions settling into their game a little bit more. It's going to take Kiski winning this set to push it to game 5 or set 5 to give the Cavaliers a chance at winning this game here. Of course, very possible that they could do that as this game has been back and forth throughout. And volleyball, such a game of runs. You know, so far the runs have come from Greensburg-Salem, but momentum can shift so quickly in volleyball. So Kiski area still very much alive and kicking here in this game. And while we still have some time in between the set, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We at High Top Sports Network are excited to be broadcasting Kiski Athletics this fall. If you or someone you know is a local business owner interested in sponsoring HTSN's coverage of Kiski Athletics now or in the future, please contact us via staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com or give us a call at 724-824-3554. You can find us online at www.hightopsportsnetwork.com, on Facebook at High Top Sports, or on Twitter at the handle at @hightop_sports. And without further ado, let's get started for set number 4. Starting us off in the set will be Greensburg-Salem, in particular junior Emma Kaufman from the service line. Kaufman serve across, received there by Polka, but that one ricocheting off the outside of her arm for a point for Greensburg-Salem. Once again, Kaufman with the serve. That one too long, and we're knotted up here at 1 apiece. And an interesting little tidbit here. The first 3 sets, it was Kiski getting on the board first with the first point. This time, Greensburg-Salem got the first point. So just one of those useless stats for you guys at home. Diving for the dig, but unable to get it there were the Cavaliers as Greensburg-Salem now takes the lead. That'll send senior Abby Mankins back to the service line. Received there by Joyce, set by Joyce, and then hit across, that time by Byers. That ball will travel out of bounds, so Kiski will tie it up. Back to serve now will be Madeline Joyce. Scheffler receives that. Hitting it across will be Bush. That time received by Beck. Kuhn will get it over on the other side. And then returning it will be Eulinger. Hit into the net that time by Coleman. So Greensburg-Salem up now 3-2. With Nikki Bush back to the service line. Bush's serve across, received by Madeline Joyce. Kuhn hits that one across for Kiski. Little set back there to Cantor. She gets it across, and now Kuhn returns it. That one off a deflection, out of bounds. Kiski will take the point. And And a couple of quick substitutions here for the Cavaliers. Coming in is Emma Beck and Abigail Johns. And back to serve will be senior defensive specialist Emma Beck. Madeline Joyce will hit that one over from the middle row. And returning that will be Eulinger. Nice dig there by Sydney Joyce. Hitting that across was Coleman. And unable to return that one was Mankins as Kiski takes the lead. Up 4-3. Once again, Emma Beck back to serve. Beck gets that one across. Kaufman setting up Danley, and that one will go into the net. So Kiski now with a 2-point lead. If I'm not mistaken, that is their largest lead they've held since the first set. So the Cavaliers getting back into form here as Beck sends this one across. Hit from the middle row there by Eulinger. That ball will go out of bounds. It was tipped. I think Kiski thought that that was a clean point for them. But a substitution coming on now for the visitors as Maisie Baxter, takes to the court. Baxter gets that one across. Joyce will set up Johns. And the point will be awarded to Greensburg-Salem. That ball hitting the pole and then bouncing, so that will count against Kiski here as Baxter gets ready to serve. That serve comes up short, so Kiski now back in front by a point. As a substitution coming on, that is Bryn Hewitt checking in for Cora Coleman. Hewitt sends that across. Scheffler receives it. Hit across by Eulinger, but that one goes into the net. So Kiski now with a 2-point cushion. Once again, back at the line, the junior, Bryn Hewitt. Scheffler receives that one. It's a race to the sideline, but nobody will be able to catch up to that ball as Kiski gets another point here, now a 3-point lead. Hewitt to serve. That one received by Baxter, set up by Kaufman. Danley trying to get it across. That ball's still alive. Quick little dump in there by Sydney Joyce. Great dig that time by Beck, but that effort not enough, as the point will be awarded to Greensburg-Salem, in particular Laurel Eulinger coming up big with the point. The aforementioned Eulinger will now serve it up for the visitors. That one across. Joyce receives that. Poked forward by the front row. Danley with the kill attempt and a nice dig that time by Joyce, as they'll get Greensburg-Salem going into the net. So point awarded to Kiski area. Now sophomore middle blocker Isabella Ondish will serve it. Ondish's serve received there by Scheffler. Free ball across by Kaufman. Joyce with the set. Johns trying to get it across, but that one blocked in front by a combination of Kaufman and Danley, I believe. Greensburg-Salem trailing by 2 with Scheffler at the line. The senior libero gets ready to strike. Received there by Hewitt, and that ball just falling to the ground. A little miscommunication there by the Cavaliers, as Scheffler goes back to the line. Joyce hits that one across. Kaufman with the set. Bush with the kill. Now all tied up at 9 even here in set number 4. Once again, Olivia Scheffler takes to the service line. Joyce with the set. They're going to get her going into the net, I believe. No, actually, I think that they got Nikki Bush going into the net there for Greensburg-Salem. Couple substitutions coming on. Checking in here for the home team is Carly Kuhn and I believe Madeline Polka. As Polka goes back to the service line. Kaufman dumps that one across, received there by Madeline Joyce. Kaufman hits that across, another great dig there by Joyce. Popped up by Sydney Joyce, and then sent across by Madeline Joyce. Bush with the kill attempt there, another great dig by Joyce. Diving to make the play there was Bryn Hewitt. You could see a little hesitation as that ball was very close to the sideline. They'll say it stayed in. And the point will be awarded here to Greensburg-Salem as they tie it up once again, 10-all. Kaufman with the serve. That one goes into the net. So that tie not very long lasting as we're back now to a Kiski 1-point lead. Sydney Jones, the junior setter, back to serve now. That ball hit across by Kuhn. Kaufman bumps it up and sent across there by Mankins. Kuhn once again with the strike. Mankins, that time she'll find an opening. Abby Mankins with the point here for Greensburg-Salem. Knotted up at 11. The visitors will get the serve, and it will be Mankins at the service line. Received by the Cavaliers. Joyce popping that one up to Kuhn. Received there by Mankins. Battle in front of the net. Third hit there. Joyce just gets it across. Kaufman. Now that's set up there to Bush, and it falls down to the ground for a Greensburg-Salem point. Once again, senior Abby Mankins back to serve here for the visiting Golden Lions. That one looked like it might have been out of bounds to play it. Great hustle there by Carly Kuhn and the rest of the Cavaliers to get back into their defensive set, and they will take the point. Hustle pays off, and you saw it right there. Carly Kuhn able to run back from the far sideline to the middle of the net to receive that ball and send it over. And then the rest of the team getting back over defensively. Great hustle by the Cavaliers. Sent across by Eulinger, but that one finds the net. So Kiski once again with the 1-point lead. Freshman libero Madeline Joyce back to serve. That one hit across by Eulinger. Joyce with the set there to Coleman. Greensburg-Salem keeping this one alive. Nice hit there by Abby Mankins. And that time, Madeline Joyce just a little too strong on the kill attempt there. As we're back knotted even at 13 apiece. This set reminding me a lot of set number 1, where Kiski took a 29-27 victory. It was knotted up pretty much the entire time. This one, no different. Sent across there by Kuhn. And they're going to get a double hit called there on Greensburg-Salem. Checking into the game now will be Emma Beck for the Cavaliers. And that will be Emma Beck back to serve. Hit across by Mankins. Joyce with the set. Quick dump attempt there by Ondish. And Johns trying to sneak it in there, but a great dig there by Kaufman. Johns once again with the attempt. Great dig there by Scheffler. And Kiski will get the point. Some great play from both sides there on that rally. Beck sends that across. Scheffler to Kaufman. And hit into the net that time by Cancer. So Kiski with a 3-point lead, their largest of the set, forcing a Greensburg-Salem timeout. Don't want to sound like a broken record here, but had a feeling that this game could go the distance. It could go 5 sets. And with Kiski in the driver's seat here, a 3-point lead in set number 4, we could have a 5-set game here. And I want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on High Top Sports Network. I love being able to call these games and have you all watching from home, supporting your local teams. Nothing better than that, in my opinion. It's great to be here. As I said, I love the press box here at Kiski Area High School. Appreciate all you listening, watching from home, however you choose to listen or watch. And if you're watching and if you like what you see and you want to help us improve our product as we go on here, feel free to click that donate button. Show your support to High Top Sports Network here. So we will continue to be bringing you all of your favorite sports live. That ball hit across by Eulinger. Johns pushes that one across. And a great little bit of trickery there by Sydney Cantor with the soft push across the net. Greensburg-Salem will pick up the first point out of the timeout as Maisie Baxter checks in for Sydney Cantor. Baxter serve, received there by Madeline Joyce. Hit across by Johns. Nice dig there by Scheffler. Danley gets it across. Nice save there. Another nice save, but that'll be 3 hits. Good effort there by Madeline Joyce. And I believe Emma Beck was there first to keep that alive in the back corner. Indeed it was. So good hustle by those two. Baxter serve, received by Beck. Joyce with the set, and hammering that one down is Ondish. Back to a 2-point Kiski lead. Bryn Hewitt will serve it up here for Kiski. Received by Scheffler. That one sent off at an awkward angle. Kaufman diving towards the ball, but unable to get there in time as the Cavaliers now open up a 3-point lead. Hewitt back to serve. Danley pushes that across. Ondish able to get a couple of hands on it. Sent over by Johns and then returned. That one going off Baxter for the Kiski point. As now it will be Bryn Hewitt once again to serve. The junior gets it across, received there by Baxter. Popped up by Kaufman and then sent over by Eulinger. Joyce with the set, Johns with the hit. Kaufman setting up Eulinger. That one finding its way into the net. Now Kiski with a 5-point lead, up 20-15. Hewitt once again back to serve. Received by Baxter, popped up by Kaufman, and then sent across by Scheffler. Joyce to Ondish. That one will be awarded to Greensburg-Salem. Just a little outside on the near sideline on the kill attempt. Now it'll bring Laurel Eulinger to the service line here for the visiting Golden Lions. Received by Beck. Popped up by Joyce, and then that one looked like it was hit off the outside of Hewitt's hand there, as Greensburg-Salem will pick up another point. They trail by 3 now in set number 4. Eulinger serve, received by Beck. Kept alive there by Hewitt. Now a free ball sent over by Sidney Joyce. Kaufman up to Danley. Nice block in front. Getting it across there was Johns. Kaufman dumping that one across. They're going to say out of bounds. That one was close on the near sideline, but Kiski will take the point. As now they're just 4 points away from forcing a 5th set. Now the first 4 sets, it's the first team to 25, or you got to win by at least 2 points as that serve goes into the net. If we do go to set 5, that is only up to 15 points. Of course, you still got to win by 2. But before I put the cart ahead of the horse, we got to get through this 4th set. Back to serve is Olivia Scheffler, the senior libero. That one too far, as the back row of Kiski watches that one go out of bounds. And a substitution coming on. Checking in is Madeline Polka, as well as Carly Kuhn. Checking in for Beck and Johns. Polka with the serve. That one received by Eulinger. Sent across by Baxter. That one too long, though, and now Kiski finds themselves just 2 points away from clutching the set. And another timeout called down on the court here for Greensburg-Salem as they try to find an answer in this 4th set. Last year here at Kiski Area High School, these two teams battled in a best-of-5. Kiski coming away with a 3-2 victory. I'm sure they'd like something similar to that outcome. Of course, Greensburg-Salem went winless against this Kiski team last year. I mentioned their first matchup, a 3-2 Kiski area win here at Kiski Area High School. Well, the Cavaliers followed that up with a later meeting, defeating the Golden Lions 3-0 in their own building. And you got to think now, set number 4, especially this deep, a 5-point lead, the momentum is on the side of the home team here. Now we'll see if they can force a set 5. They need just 2 points. They have possession of the ball from the service line. And out of the timeout now, back to serve. Madeline Polka prepares to swing. Polka serve across. Kaufman bumps that up in front. And just dumped down there. Quick little tip in there by Nikki Bush, the senior, keeping her team alive. Now just a 4-point deficit as Emma Kaufman heads to the line for the Golden Lions. That serve too long. Set point coming up here for Kiski. As heading to the line is junior setter Sidney Joyce. That serve too long, so these two teams trading long serves on the last two plays. That'll bring up Abby Mankins to the service line for the visiting Golden Lions. Free ball played over by Madeline Joyce. Kaufman with the setup there to Bush, and they get the point. So hold everything here. Greensburg-Salem mounting a comeback. Once again, senior Abby Mankins back to serve. Mankins serve across. That one received by Coleman. Sent across. And the victory goes to Kiski area in set number 4. We're heading to set 5. First to 15 for all the marbles between these two WPIAL Class 3A Section 1 rivals. First game of the season for the Cavaliers, their home opener. Starting section play here. These two teams putting it all on the line here. As now they are going to do a coin toss here to determine who gets the opening serve. And up. Official having a little trouble tossing the coin. Up. Did he get it? Up. I think he got it. And we'll see who starts with the first serve. I believe it will be Greensburg-Salem. But we'll just have to wait and see because that signal was not the strongest signal to let me know which side it's going to. But in a minute and 30 seconds, we'll have set number 5. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. Rest the old pipes here for the final set of this opening section opening matchup here between Greensburg-Salem and Kiski area. So we'll be right back. Keep it locked on to High Top Sports Network. I'm Jake DeLuca. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone, to High Top Sports Network. I'm Jake DeLuca, bringing you the action here tonight live from Kiski Area High School for this WPIAL Class 3A Section 1 matchup between the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions and the Kiski Area Cavaliers. Silence in the gym for a second there as you could hear a pin drop. The fans anticipating a heck of a finish here in set number 5 as Kaufman gets us started off here with the opening serve for Greensburg-Salem. That ball landing just outside of the far sideline as the Golden Lions take point number 1. Kaufman back to serve again. She gets it across. That one received by Madeline Joyce. Popped up by Sydney Joyce and then sent across by Emma Beck. Hammered over by Mankins. Able to receive that was Beck. Hitting that across is Kuhn. Receiving that one was Coleman. Hitting that across is Byers. Blocked in front, and they're going to call Greensburg-Salem into the net. So we're tied up at 1 here. That'll send junior setter Sydney Joyce to the service line here for Kiski area. Joyce's serve across, received there by Eulinger, and then sent across by Bush. Dug out there by Joyce, and hammered over by Kuhn. And that will be another Kiski point as 3 hits by the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions wasn't enough to get it back across, sending Sydney Joyce back to the service line. Joyce strikes that one across, received there by Scheffler. Great dig that time by Coleman, and then sent across by Madeline Polka. Set up there by Sydney Joyce. Quick set there to Byers, but that one will go out of bounds on the hit, tying this one back up. Back to serve now for the visitors is Abby Mankins. That will be received by Coleman. Sent across there by Byers. Great dig by Greensburg-Salem on that defensive possession. And finding the weak spot that time is Bryn Byers, the junior, getting the point here for Kiski. Now the freshman libero, Madeline Joyce, back to serve. Kaufman sets that one up to Cantor. And that'll be 4 hits as Kiski's unable to get the ball across. Now all tied up at 3 as Nikki Bush will head to the line to serve it up for the visitors. Bush's serve across, received there by Kuhn. A long play there for Joyce, but she gets it across. Kaufman setting up Eulinger. That one just sneaking into the near side corner as the Golden Lions take the advantage. Nikki Bush with the serve. Received by Kuhn. Kuhn will send it across, or she'll meet the net there as that one will be another point for Greensburg-Salem. Once again, the senior, Nikki Bush, back to serve. Kuhn with the receive. Sydney Joyce pops that one up, and Madeline Joyce unable to get that one across as now a 3-point lead has been opened up by the Golden Lions. Bush once again to serve. She gets that across as it skims the top of the net. A couple of Cavaliers run into each other, but Kuhn's able to send it over. Kaufman up to Danley. Kuhn now setting up Joyce. That's a free ball played over. Kaufman will now set up Eulinger, and that ball rocketed out of bounds. Now just a 2-point advantage here for the Golden Lions as some subs are coming on. Checking in for Polka is Abigail Johns. And now checking in for Kuhn is Emma Beck as she heads back to the service line. The senior defensive specialist Beck sends it over. Scheffler gets it across. Joyce to Joyce. And the kill will be awarded to Ondish and the Cavaliers. It looked like Danley and Cantor trying to block that one back at Kiski, but it skims off their fingertips and heads out of bounds for the Kiski point. Now just a 1-point Golden Lion advantage. Emma Beck serves. Received by Eulinger. Kaufman now back to Eulinger for the push. Diving for it is Joyce. Keeping it alive there is Johns, and then sent across by Madeline Joyce. Madeline Joyce to Sydney Joyce. Tipped over there for the point by Abigail Johns as she ties this one up here for the Cavaliers. Emma Beck to serve once again. She gets that one across, received by Eulinger. Kaufman back to Eulinger. They've been trying that for the past couple of points here. Kiski's been able to stifle that as that one crushed by the Cavaliers, and they take a 1-point lead. Looked like that was Isabella Ondish on the kill there. But that'll send Beck back to the service line. The senior defensive specialist getting it done from the service line. Kaufman setting up Danley, and she'll get the Greensburg-Salem back on the right track with the kill there. As Maisie Baxter checks in here for Eulinger, I believe, or Cantor rather. So Sydney Cantor coming on, Maisie Baxter for the Golden Lions. Baxter serves short. And now a quick substitution for the Cavaliers as Bryn Hewitt comes on for Cora Coleman. And Hewitt will take to the service line. She had a great stretch of serves in set number 4. We'll see if she can continue that trend as that one is an ace. Now a 2-point lead for Hewitt and the Cavaliers. Hewitt serve, received by Baxter. Kaufman popping it up there for Mankins. She'll send it across. Played off the net there by Joyce and then sent over by Hewitt. Into the net they're going to call against Kiski area, so Greensburg-Salem picking up the point. They trail by 1. As now it'll be junior Laurel Eulinger back to serve. Eulinger gets that one across. Received there by Beck. Nice diving play by Kaufman. But it's not going to be enough as that goes out of bounds. Kiski now 5 points away from taking this one and opening their season with a win. Just a 2-point lead, though. Anybody's game here in set number 5. Now it's sophomore Isabella Ondish to serve. That one goes off of Baxter. Looked like a little miscommunication on the floor there for the Golden Lions as they take a timeout here, down by 3 in set number 5. But what a back and forth battle it has been here in this one tonight. And a quick recap for the scoring here tonight. Set number 1 was won by Kiski area, 29-27. Set 2, Greensburg-Salem took it 25-19, and then the Golden Lions took set 3, 25-17, before Kiski forced to set 5 with a 25-21 victory in set number 4. Now back to the action down on the court. Ondish serves that one away, received by Eulinger. Push across by Danley. That one received by Hewitt. And crushed by Johns. The blockers had no answer for Abigail Johns on that point, as she pinned the ball between the two front side defenders. Now just 3 points away from victory are the Cavaliers. Ondish with the serve. Baxter receives that one, heading to the sidelines, diving for it. What great effort by Kaufman. But that ball will fall down onto the Golden Lion side of the court for a Cavaliers point. And another quick timeout here for Greensburg-Salem. And back out of the timeout, it'll be Kiski and Isabella Ondish to serve. Ondish to serve across, received there by Eulinger. Great dig that time by Hewitt. Johns trying to get the kill there, blocked in front by Kaufman. Free ball sent across by Emma Beck. Kaufman across. Kill attempt by Mankins. Beck able to pop it up. Free ball sent over there by Johns. Kaufman over to Mankins. Receiving that was Byers. Johns trying to get the kill. Beck popping it up. Back to Johns. She'll push that one. And nearly a block in front there by Byers, but unable to get a clean hand on it there, as the Golden Lions will get a point, and they'll try to mount a comeback here. Only 2 points to give. It'll be the senior, Olivia Scheffler, with the serve. Received by Beck. Popped up by Hewitt and sent across there by Byers. Kaufman across to Mankins. Miss hit there that time by Hewitt as that ball travels out of bounds on the backside of the court. So now just a 3-point lead here for Kiski, as Greensburg-Salem is starting to claw their way back into this fifth set. Olivia Scheffler set to serve. Received by Beck. And that one will fall to the ground after the kill by Bryn Byers, set up there by Sydney Joyce. Couple of substitutions coming on here. It's back to serve now is Madeline Polka, and she can ice this one here from the service line. Her serve across, received there by Baxter, popped up by Kaufman, and then hit across by Mankins. Joyce setting up Kuhn. That one kept alive. Scheffler able to get it across. Joyce setting up that time. Bryn Byers for the win, and the team storms the court after coming back down 2 sets to 1. Stealing set number 4, and then walking out of here with a home opener victory over the Golden Lions. What a game here to open the season for both of these teams. You hate to see anybody lose one of these games, but it's an inevitable part of sports. Before I sign off here, I just want to thank you all for listening. joining me here, however you're watching or listening to this broadcast. It's been my pleasure to bring it to you here tonight. Kiski area winning 3-2, taking set 1, 29-27. Greensburg-Salem took set 2, 25-19. Set 3 was won by the Golden Lions, 25-17, before the Cavaliers stormed back, winning the next 2 sets, 25-21, and of course, 15-10. But thank you for joining us here today. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for High Top Sports on Facebook and our tag on Twitter at @hightop_sports. You can check out our website at hightopsportsnetwork.com. Go to the More page and see what we got going on for the rest of the month, as well as you can check out our pinned tag on Facebook to see the rest of our schedule for September. But like I said, it's been a pleasure being up in the booth and bringing you guys this game from the comforts of your home or wherever you're listening to us from. But until next time, I've been Jake DeLuca. You've been listening to High Top Sports Network, and we'll see you next time.